Hey, what up, what up, good people? It is Thursday, April the 10th, 2025. It's another day that the Lord has made, and we shall rejoice and be glad. And my name is Simone, the student teacher. And so we're back again for, I believe, this is day 14 of Beauty Beyond the Bruises. This was a 30-day live challenge, and my accountability today, he was like, how many more you got to go before you hit 30? And I was like, 13 more. And so look, we back, right? I can't promise you it's gonna be 13 more consecutive days, but I'm gonna do these 13 consecutive days. And then in May, we're gonna do the Beauty Beyond the Bruises Summit. You're gonna see some amazing men and women up here with me. It's gonna be, I'll let you know the dates, but we're gonna do one night where it's just fire upon fire upon fire upon wisdom upon wisdom upon wisdom upon stories upon stories upon stories. And so stay tuned. You can see, you'll look and see all of the information. But I want to get right into it tonight. We're talking about Beauty Beyond the Bruise. We're talking about, why are you afraid to share your own story? Why are you afraid to share your own story? The story that you lived through, the experiences that you have, for some of you, the scars that you still have, the bruises that you still carry. Why are you afraid to tell that story and you done came out on the other side of that? See, a lot of times people think that, and I'm speaking to Christians, to believers, people who believe that you're the head and not the tail, people who believe that God is their all in all, people who believe that God's going to help them and do all these wonderful things to them, right? But I do believe that God helps us, but I also believe God gives us the power to help ourselves. He gives us the power to do things. He gives us the power to open up our mouth and speak. And one thing that you guys will know about Simone is that whether there's 2 views, 10 views, 50 views, when it becomes 50,000, 100,000 views, I'm still going to have the same energy. I'm going to still have the same passion, because I know that what I'm saying is going to be benefit to somebody. If it may not just be but one person. And I told you guys, whenever I give a message, the Lord said, you're the first ears that hear it. So I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to us. But a lot of you guys who are believers, right? You don't want to market, you don't want to promote. And it's like, we think that we're just abstaining from sin. That's what makes us a great believer and a great Christian and all these things. But what happens when God done told you to do something, but you refuse to do it because you got fear gripping you? The Bible says, I didn't give you the spirit of fear, but a power, love, and a sound mind. And this is wonderful. She's a well-known speaker, and somebody that she coached me, and she would always say this, and I heard my coach say it one time, and then I started saying it, but I realized, no. That's contradictory to the word. The word says, I didn't give you the spirit of fear, but a power, love, and a sound mind. So people will say, do it afraid. This person used to say, what I'm saying, I'm taking fear with me. No. Fear can't go with me, because God didn't give me the spirit of fear. Well, it can go with you, but if God didn't give it to you, why are you taking something along the journey that God didn't give you? If you are holding on to things that God did not give you, why? So again, I go back to those of you who you have the story. God has given you a story. God has given you a message. God has blessed you. You have overcome some things, but yet you're afraid to talk about that. Yet you're afraid to share what God has done. Why? And we can't complain. We see unbelievers and people who are promoting all kinds of wickedness and all kinds of sin, getting on live, making money, running up the bag, becoming influencers, becoming content creators, right? And they're doing that because the ones who God is really breathing on to say, hey, I've anointed you for this, they're sitting back being afraid. So well, I can't do that. As a woman, I speak as a woman. I'm not a man, so I don't know. But as a woman, when we want something to happen, we will go and make it happen. We will find a way. That's how come I know when people are really serious about something, whether it's a person, whether it's whether it's a business idea, whether it's an adventure or activity. When we want to do something, we will make up our mind, we're going to get this done. One way or the other, we're going to figure this thing out. So when people be talking all that, it's like, you don't want it bad enough. So for those of you who know you should be out speaking, that you know you should be sharing your message, that you know you should be going live, you know you should be evangelized, you know you should be sharing what God is doing, you know you should be promoting your book or promoting whatever you got going on, your event, the event that God told you to host, but yet you still scared. So I'm trying to figure it out. No. You got to put that fear down. Do not take fear with you. Do not put fear in the back seat with you. Kick fear out and say, hey, we're going to do this thing. Because some of you going to give an account to say, the reason why this person was able to be influential in this market is because you didn't step up. Imagine God tell you that the reason why this person rose to influence in such a wicked and diabolical way, because you refuse to stand up so they can hear the righteous side of that story. Let that sit in. Let that sit in. Let me tell y'all a story. And I'm sharing this story with you because I want you to see how powerful your influence really can be. Even if you feel like you don't have any, some of you have a whole lot more influence than you really think. So, about January, when I came back home, my mom, I was just telling her, like, you should probably like get rid of some things you've had for a while. It's time to kind of like change it up. And she said, okay. And so we set the date for we was gonna have a yard sale, which was last weekend. And so probably like 2 or 3, probably end of March, middle of March, she says to me, are we still having a yard sale? And I was like, yeah. And she says, well, I'm gonna be at a conference. Will you be able to do it by yourself? And I was like, yes, yeah, we can do it the following weekend. I said, no, we can't, because the rest of April I'm gonna be I got stuff to do, so I ain't gonna be able to do it. And so, okay. So then, like, throughout the week, she kind of got a little upset with me, and she was going on and on, trying to fuss. They said, you just dragging your feet. Dragging your feet means you're taking your time, you're not getting stuff done. And I was like, I got this. Like, I really got this. I got it in my head. I'm processing it. We said we're gonna do it first weekend in April. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna do it in the first week in April. I don't need you here. I got it. So that Friday morning, my brother came and helped her get like the tables and all this stuff out. Then he kept coming to hit something like, hey, hey. And I'm like I'm definitely asleep. I got the afternoon. You gonna help her in the morning, do your thing, and when you finish, you just go ahead on. I got it, right? And so I was annoyed. I got up, and then I go out there, and then he eventually leaves. And then I'm telling her, what do you need me to do? I'm trying to move stuff. She's trying to move stuff. Long story short, I said, listen, I'm going to the house. When you finish doing what you're doing, I'm going to come out here and organize it, because I'm going to be the one here tomorrow by myself. So I need to organize it in a way I can know what's going on. She's like, okay. And I was like, I need your phone too. And I told her a couple of days, I said, I need your phone because I'm locked out my Facebook. So Facebook, can you unlock me out my account? I'm locked out of Facebook. I can't go live. I said, I'm going to go live on your page because you never post anything and you never go live. So people gonna tune in anyway because they like, what's she doing live? Why is she live, right? So I got her phone probably about 12 o'clock that last Friday. And I went live and I was like, hey, this is not Linda, this is Simone. and a lot of people that came, I was like, you look just like your mom. You sound just like your mom, till I heard you. And then I was like, oh my God, this is Simone's, this is Linda's daughter. Anyway, I shared, hey, we having a yard sale tomorrow. I'd already put signs out like the day before, 2 days before, at all the major intersections that point to our street. So I did that, and I said I'm gonna go live, and I went live and I said, hey, we're having a yard sale tomorrow, 8 a.m. To 4 p.m. Stop by. You'll see the signs. I gave out the street name. And then I said, I'll be here between 4 and 6 today if you want to come early. Clicked off the live. That was it. I went to take a shower later on, by the time we finished getting everything together. And by like 4:15, there were people here. So mom was like, Simone, people's here. So by the time I get ready and all this stuff, it's probably like 4:45. I'm finally go outside. We had people out here. I mean, 60% of what we had to sell was sold Friday afternoon, right? Now, Daisy gave a discount. I can remember driving and say she gave a huge discount. And I was just like, oh my goodness. But nonetheless, the next day I was here, right? I sold majority of the rest of our things. And that was that. I didn't need 2 and 3 days and a whole bunch. It really wasn't even 24 hours that I made that I went live on her page, because people want to know what she's talking about. I'm saying that for some of you because some of you feel like, oh, if I go live, they're not going to listen. They may not make no comments, but people was calling me, people was calling her, and then people showed up, and then we sold majority. We probably sold 80% of what we had outside. And the little things that we have right now, we literally could, what do we literally could just donate that to somebody and be just okay, right? And so I told her, I said, we're gonna have part 2. Why am I saying that to you guys? Because for some of you, you have something to say, you have something of a benefit, you have something that other people want and need, but you refuse to do it because you said like, oh well, ain't nobody gonna listen, ain't nobody gonna tune in, and it's only a few views. Y'all would not believe how many people I get to come into my email, right? That email me that don't know me. And that's how come I know people, like, when they want to get in contact with you, they want to find you. I'm not a person that's, I'm not hiding where you can't get in contact with me. You can Google me and my name gonna pop up. You can Google me and you'll find the email that you can reach out to me, right? So it's like these people who have a service, hey, let me reach out to you. Hey, I would love to promote your YouTube page. Hey, I would love to do this on your Instagram page, right? All these things that they always email me, say, hey, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this for you, right? Obviously, it's a service, right? But it's like, you never know the impact that you can have until you actually make an impact. You never know the impact that you have until you actually make the impact. You never know the story, your story, not a story, but your story, the one that you done lived through, the one that you experienced, the one that you can tell people about 5 times on Sundays and 10 times on Saturdays with your eyes closed. Your story. Your story, it could be the catalyst for somebody else breaking free. Your story could be what somebody needs to hear right now that's going to help them make a decision that's going to make their life better in the next 3 days, in the next month, in the next year. You telling your story can help another parent realize, you know what? I'm going to be able to do this. These are some strategies I can do with my son and my daughter. You sharing your story could be the courage that someone needs to take to get out of an abusive situation. Your story could be the courage that someone needs to say, you know what, I'm gonna drop that product tomorrow, I'm gonna launch my business, I'm gonna do my own book anthology, right? You never know how your story can be what impacts somebody else, and some of you just sitting on it. Because why? Because of fear, shame, guilt. You feel like maybe I ain't qualified, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, maybe I don't got the status like everybody else. I used to care about all the lighting and all these things, but my thing is like, listen, the lighting, all the things that I desire is coming, right? But the message that I got right now, receive the message. And that's the problem with some of you. You trying to wait till everything get perfect before you do something, before you launch something. It's like, yo, it's never going to be perfect. You continue to perfect it as you go. This will be book 14 for me. This is going to be anthology number 5, I believe, for me. This is for my own personal led anthology, where I'm the person that's hosting it and I'm getting authors to come to join me. I've done it with other people, right? And for what I am, the cost to be with me and the value that you get is like a fraction of what people that I work with are charging now to do an anthology, right? Now, if you never done one, you don't know. You might think, oh my God, I want to do it. Those are not the people that I want. You're going to start seeing the marketing come out by. It's called The Stones Get Lighter. Right? Navigating life when things get heavy and hard. The stones get lighter. You don't have to try to rush through it. You don't have to try to get over it, but you keep carrying these stones. And as you get stronger, your stones get lighter. As you get stronger, the grief doesn't feel so overwhelming. As you get stronger, that divorce or that breakup is not so heartbreaking anymore. As you get stronger, that pain of losing something that you love, it doesn't bother you as much as it did. As you get stronger, the stones get lighter. You will know that they still there. Yeah, this happened to me, but you know what? It doesn't weigh me down like it used to. The stones get lighter. So I'm looking for men and women to share their story, because you got a story. There's something that you have that only that people will only be able to receive from you. There's a lot of great people that I know. There's a lot of people that got some similar stories than me. But some people only gonna receive from the student teacher. Hallelujah. The student teacher is me, if you ain't know. Simone Wall, the student teacher. I taught a lot of students. A lot of students had a lot of different teachers, but it's something about when they get it from Simone, from Miss Walden, the student teacher, they're gonna receive it from me. They may not receive from the science or social study teacher or the other person that came in, the other speaker or presenter or the commencement, you know what I'm saying, the one who did the commencement address 2 years ago. They may not receive it from them, they're gonna receive it from me. The same way somebody may not receive something that somebody said 15 times to them, but when they come in here, you say it the way God gives it to you, they're going to be like, oh my gosh. The Bible says that David served his generation well, then he fell on to sleep. You're not going to do it how other people are doing it. You're going to do it in a way that God graces you to do it. Some people can only receive from you based on your personality, based on how you look, based on how you present yourselves, right? There's a lot of people that that's that I have met online and in person from different events and different coaching programs. They love the aesthetics of beauty and makeup and dresses and heels and all those things, right? That ain't Simone. So I don't get caught up because that's what they do. I do it the way I do it. And there's going to be a group of people that resonate with that, because it's like, hey, do I love the aesthetics? Yeah, but I like the message more. And for some of you, got to get out of trying to make sure the aesthetics are good. instead of making sure that the core of you, that your character is good. And that is a daily walk. That is a daily walk. That is a daily walk. Pretty Healed, Handsomely Whole. You want to get a hoodie at $42. I shared this like probably a couple months. I only make $8 off those hoodies now for selling it for $42. So when I start increasing the price, don't be like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, right? It's either I'm going to increase the price or I'm going to start doing it myself. And right there, I don't want to do them by myself. I don't want to sit around and print t-shirts, right? That's why I outsource to another company. That's why I don't make as much from them. So they're $42. If you want to get one, you can PayPal, you can Cash at me. They're not on my site. I'm not to get this site redone. I'm gonna relaunch the prettyheal.com site so you can go up there and order your own. It's only black and white. Only black and white. Only black and white. Or either white hoodie or black hoodie, right? Those are my best sellers. I have plenty of other colors. If there's a customized color that you want, you can send me a message and I can be like, okay, what color do you want? And I can tell you what the price of that is, right? But black and white, Pretty Heal, Handsomely Whole, right? You can get Pretty Heal for the females in your life and Handsomely Whole for the men in your life, right? Those are our two hoodies. Beauty Beyond the Bruises. The podcast is coming out. Beauty Beyond the Bruises. You know, we did Speak Life for about 6 years. It was amazing. It's funny because I seen a sister that I met not too long ago. Like we sat beside each other, but then we talked, and when we talked, it was like, oh my gosh, where you been all my life, girl? Oh my gosh. Like, it was just like you meet people and it's like y'all instantly connect. And it's like, oh, it was just like an instant connection. Anyway, she started doing something, her podcast called Speak Life, and she's doing it Sundays at 6 p.m. And when I seen the other night, it just blessed my heart because for the 7 years that we did Speak Life, it was on Sundays at 6 p.m. She didn't know that, right? And I ain't told her that, but it's like, oh gosh, I love it. And then we branched out. We were starting to get we did so many different episodes. I would do Sundays at 6 p.m. and then I would do Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Right? So we did Speak Life for 7 years. Then we did Conversation Over Cosmetics. And then we got Beauty Beyond the Bruises, right? So all this 30 days is turning into the summit. And then we're going to launch the podcast in July. So I want to share that with you guys. So I love you guys tonight. Stop being afraid to share your own story. Stop being afraid to tell people what God has did in your life. Stop being afraid to share what you have overcome. Everybody ain't going to like it. I'm telling you, when I used to first come out and talk about the things that I experienced, oh my gosh, I had people just had so much to say. Why are you saying that? Why are you posting that? Why does it matter? It ain't your life. And I ain't even told nothing that concerns you. So imagine if I shared a story that had you in it, you really would have something to say, right? So stop being entangled about what you think people gonna say. Stop being entangled about telling your own story. Revelation 12:11 says, I overcome him by the blood of the Lamb and by the words of our testimony that we did not love our lives into the death. My understanding of that is you got to put your pride down. You got to put your ego down. You got to put all of that aside and say, you know what? Yeah, I did all these things, but God is greater. I've overcome it. And let me share that with you. There are some people who will tell their spouses, tell their friends, tell their church people, tell their pastors, tell their parishioners, tell the people that come and sit in the pews every Sunday. Don't tell that story. Don't tell that story. They're going to start looking at you different. How dare you tell somebody not to tell what God has brought them out of, which it could save somebody else? How dare you stop somebody from getting their freedom and their breakthrough because you don't want somebody to look at your person or look at your friend or look at your pastor, or look at your spouse in a different way, but God will use that to set so many other people free. Imagine that. Imagine you're the person that's so egotistical. You got so much pride that you don't want to share your story and you don't want the people that you love to share their story because you're afraid about how it's going to look. How it's going to look is many souls coming to the kingdom. How it's going to look that people going to get free. And how it's going to look that people going to be delivered. How it's going to look that somebody going to say, oh my God, if you came out of that, my God, I surely can do it. That's how it's really going to look. Stop allowing the devil to lie to you. Stop allowing people to trick you up and make you fall and make you fall for the okie doke. Open your mouth and God will fill it with good things. Open your mouth and God will send you to the right people at the right time with the right motives for the right reason with the right purpose. Stop letting people set you up for the okie doke. Open your mouth wide and God will fill it with good things. I love you guys tonight. Be blessed in Jesus' name. I will see you guys soon. Peace.